Alright guys, I'm going to do a review on the SYMA X5C that I bought about over a month ago. It's the X5C-1 version. So far, over a month, I usually fly it about 5 times a day. Well, actually, I throw 5 batteries at it a day. So probably 150 flights within the last month. And after 150 flights, I've never changed the propeller blades. They're still the original. None of them's broke, and I've crashed this thing multiple different times. As you can probably see, I've scuffed it up pretty good here and there. Yeah, the only problem I've ever had was this prop actually coming off the shaft. And you can see that when this came off, it was about 100 feet in the air, and it just popped right off. And then it fell to the ground and busted. Well, it didn't bust. It just kind of chipped at it a little bit right here. So I had to take a screwdriver and kind of push it and mend it back. But yeah, I just super glued it back on. And I think the reason why this popped off is because right before this thing came off, I actually crashed it yet again from 50 feet, and it landed on this propeller blade on cement. So while the props were still running. So I'm pretty sure that's what broke it free. So I just put a little bit of super glue in the shaft and then shoved it back on, and it's really never came off since. That's the only problem I've ever had. This little light thing came off of it. They're barely even on there in the first place, really. None of the motors went out. I bought 2 spare ones, one for each side, just in case, but I've never had to use them after over 150 flights. It's insane. I think one of my batteries here is actually about to go. I only get maybe about 5 minutes out of this one, and it's really blown up, like turned into a balloon. You can see how this one is. So, yeah. And the reason why this is cut up is I tried experimenting with different batteries. So, yeah. And this is what came with it, this little charger here. And when one of the batteries is done charging, the light corresponding with what battery will go out. So one of them's charged, I can't remember which one. But yeah, I mean, I was actually flying it in my room the other day, and the fan was on, and I flew it into the fan by accident. And it shot way over here into the corner. And one of these propeller blades, I can't remember which one, but one of these blades here were pointed straight up. It was bent that far over. And I was like, let's see if it'll fly. Well, it did. Surprisingly, it flew like a champ. I mean, it vibrated a bit, but it still flew. So I just bent it back down. I think it was this one. You can kind of see the bend in the plastic here, maybe. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this thing's pretty beat up. I'm surprised I've never had to change a motor yet. Yeah, you can see when this thing fell on this side, when this prop came off, it hit so hard it like scraped the plastic pretty good. So, yeah, this thing's a beast. If you're looking into quadcopters and this will be your first one, I would definitely recommend this SYMA X5C, because even if the motors or something, whatever does fail, eBay has the parts super cheap. I think you can spend like $20 and you can get every single part replacement for this thing, everything, except for I think the 2 halves and the motherboard or whatever. You can get the landing gear or whatever, and you can get a set of props, and you can get the gears, the motors, all 4 of them. Everything for 20 bucks. The motor assemblies here. So it's really cheap to maintain. I also did the controller mod. I didn't really have to because I've already had some decent range with it. But I thought I'd go ahead and take one of the old routers I had, network modems, DSL modem, and I took the antenna off of it and wired it into the board to extend the range, or maybe more reliability out of the range, you know. I've seen people do that on the internet, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it. It worked pretty good. If you're going to be flying this thing around a lot, I would keep the prop guards on it. If you're a first timer, keep the prop guards and the landing gear, and once you get better at it, you could take them off, and it's a lot lighter. The battery will last a little bit longer, not much, and it's more maneuverable actually, without everything on it. So the camera is actually pretty decent. I'm not going to do a camera test or a flight test or anything. Just a quick video to show you, tell you my opinions on this. And yeah, I would definitely spend 60 bucks if this is going to be your first quadcopter and get this thing, because it is a beast.